Hi everyone, good evening everyone, it's Tashi and welcome to the Hub Sports, another edition of Possible Outcome game week 16. We just finished game week 15 and apologies for coming late. So I was just basically trying to wrap up and understand who was joining and who's not joining. Big up everyone, it's me here today. I might be the only one today, but again, I'll get things moving fast. I'll have my POs and then I'll the rest of the gang can send their POs later. Now, what is possible outcome? Before I go into that, how's everyone doing? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I think hopefully most people are taking time off work now just to be with family. It's I'm currently in Canada and the snow is terrible. It's terrible snow. Big up Stephanie, big up yourself. I've never seen it so early with the snow so much. It's basically almost to my waist here in terms of what has accumulated over time. So it's crazy though, but it's cold. Again, that's where I would like to say we're used to it, but no one actually is used to the cold. And big up yourself, Stephanie. Thank you for joining, and thank anyone for watching. Please, if you're watching, you can just share, like, or post on your on your status, WhatsApp, Twitter, or what you call it. So what is that possible outcome? Possible outcome basically is a show where we make predictions of outcomes of Premier League games. Now it's not for betting; it's for fun. We've been doing this for a while now, and again we continue doing it. I think this year, to be fair, we've been more stable. I think we've had every single game, barring one. I think where we had a midweek game and we had no possible outcome that week. But even at that, we played behind the closed doors, and yeah, we calculated the score. So while I wait for Drex to join, also let me just get the deck for today for the games for tomorrow. I also will have the results for last week. Let's see here. So March 16, download, I want PPTX. Okay. Say if possible game week 16. And we have a way of tracking everyone's performance. Again, I think the most consistent this season has been Drex and myself. Throughout we have been consistent. And let me delete this one. Let me add computer, download, possible game week 16. And we're here. While that is loading, I'll pull up the results for last week. Let me share my screen on that one as well. Share screen. Share entire window. Where is that guy? Why can't I find him? This guy. Do this again. So I can find him now. Okay. Let me find him now. So I have that done. What I'm doing, I'm just pulling up the results. Okay, see. Okay. This is game week, what I call game week 14. And I think this is better. This is better. Okay, it's game week for it's all our games so far. I'll filter to game week 15, which we just finished, and then we'll go through game week 16 for possible outcomes. So let me go there now. Okay, as you can see, this all these lines represent everyone that's actually been on possible outcome. Some still going, some end halfway. But again, Drex and I have been consistent till the end. The table here just shows you ranking over time, where we have most leading. But also, if you see clearly here in this graph here on the bottom where it says trend by week, it shows by participant round. These are the what I call legends here by color, participants, and how they performed over time. So if you see green on top, so probably that you've been leading, and probably here where in week 5 I dropped because I'm Tesh Green, and here I dropped again on week what I call this week here. And Drexham took last week and again back. So I'll go through. So the standing again remains the same for the most part. I've been on top since we started the league, and that still continues. Accuracy so far 76%, Drex has been 64%, Cruz has been 61, and 10 bar has been 54. Now these accuracy takes into account the games they've played. So this is the accuracy of the games they've played, not probably if they didn't play any game, that doesn't count accuracy. So there's accuracy to correct based on what they've played so far, even though if they stopped. Now on game weekend 14, Drex came on top. Just Drex and I, Drex came on top even on game week 13. Drex came on top on game week 13. And again, we're looking at game week 14 here. I took game week 14. If you're looking specifically at the game week 14, it was myself at 85 points and Drex at 65 points. And I'll go through our peers. Unofficially, we also have Manj. Manj actually plays unofficially. And I'll also I'll go through Manch's scores, not his entire appeal. So for now, let me go through what Drex and I had for game week what I call 15. So I'll start with myself. Game week 15, I had Aston Villa Arsenal 2 goals to game. I believe Aston Villa actually won that game in the last second of the game 2-1. It was what I called a good hate watch for Arsenal. They also had Bournemouth and Chelsea. I think I had what I called away or draw and game total 2 goals. And goal ended up with what I called a 0-0 draw. I think someone is here. 1 second. I see Manj is here, so I'll bring up Manj as we go. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm sharing because it can be small. Okay, here. Now, so here I have Everton Forest 2 goals in game. Fulham Crystal Palace went home to score. Leeds Liverpool again 2 goals in game. I wasn't sure if Liverpool basically will come back, but again it was good. I think that game was a draw, 3-3 draw. Man City Sunderland again. I expected City to actually win this one, probably score 2 goals. And Newcastle Burnley first 15 minutes draw. For this one though, first 15 minutes draw has been almost like it's a gamble now. I don't see that's what I call as a prediction. It's more of a gamble. Because if you look over time, it's not the most, it's one period that basically fails for the most part. So first 15 minutes draw is not accurate. Basically, you're almost gambling once you go with the first 15 minutes draw, except you're looking at sides like what I call that play. KG, mainly if you're playing big teams play, they tend to be a bit what I call cautious towards the start of the game, and then you can get. But now I see teams scoring the first minutes, which basically, for the most part, I've missed this PO several times. I just tried again to see if it would work, and it worked. Tottenham Hotspur Brentford home to score, that was good. And lastly, so 85 Drex. Basically, I'll just go through what Drex mixed. I had what I call Bournemouth Chelsea. We had the same PO, so we lost that. Brighton, I think it says home team total 2+. I think it ended with a 1-1 draw. I'm not sure, but I think I checked that door. It didn't get that. Everton, the BTS, I think Everton won 3-0. Crystal Palace versus Fulham, I see direction with a draw. A draw, if Drex gets that draw, that's 20%. But again, outside that everything, we got the what called Man City and Sunderland, we got extra 15 points. At 65. The game continues. Still a long way to go. We're just in game week 16 for today. And then we'll see how that pans out towards the end of the season. Let me zoom this back in. Okay. I think I'm good here. Okay, so I'll bring Manj. So Manj unofficially was 90% for game week 15. So basically, Manj, if you look unofficially, he led last week. He led what I call game week 15 and also led game week what I call 14 as well. But again, Manj has played unofficially. He hasn't he's always joined the show, but he said he just wants to prioritize. I think he's taking a break this season and probably we'll see Manj on the score and leaderboard next season. Manj, you give me thumbs up when you're ready. Nah, okay. Okay, oh, mic is not working. Okay, mic is not working. Okay, I'll continue. I'll continue. So I'll go with the PO. So Mike, you can probably put your unofficial PO in the chart, and I'll read that out as we go. Okay, let me start with. Let me go to the reason we're here today. So it's possible outcome March day 16. Normally it's fun when it's multiple people, but it's just me today, so it'll be fairly quick. Except I have Drex. I think Drex is driving. I just called me, and I'll read that bunch as it pulls in. It becomes more difficult for me though, because then you have to look at a ship. Like you don't have how to bounce ideas off people. I think I should be fine. I should be fine. Most times I've done this myself. I think I've actually won, but we'll see if this one is different. So again, mine is going with what I call Chelsea Everton Peer. Says home win or draw. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So Chelsea or draw. For me, I think I will be. I think I want to go with what I call a particular. I'll go with the 2 goals in game for this game. I'm not sure, so I'll go with the 2 goals in game on Chelsea and Everton. My rationale for this is more so. I'm not sure. Like Tim, these guys look at Everton last game 1-3, so you're not sure upset can come anytime. So I'm a bit skeptical in terms of going for wins. Probably go with what I think most likely will happen. I think that's 2 goals a game for this one. Next is Liverpool Brighton. Very good game. Very good game. I think this one was very tough too. Very good game on this one. This is the kind of game I expect them to start a bit cagey, like I mentioned initially. So mine is going with Liverpool Brighton PO is going with a game total 2+. So again, 2 goals in game for mine on this one. Very tough on this one. I think I'll take a risk here on this game. I'll take a risk and I'll go with the first half draw on Liverpool Brighton. Let's go risky. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So first half draw for me, Liverpool and Brighton. Next one is Burnley and Fulham. Burnley, Fulham. Let me go there. Burnley, Fulham. Manch is saying a way to score. So Fulham to score. Let me see though. Let me see what's happening with Burnley. Burnley, oh my, Burnley is terrible. Jesus Christ, it's terrible. It's terrible. With this one, I think it beats. I don't know. I'll go the first 15 minutes draw on this one, and I know it. Like I said, mentioned, I say it's a gamble, but I'm just still thinking that it might be. I'll just go with the first 15 minutes draw. The way I'm going rogue. Hopefully this weekend pans out good. Next one here is Crystal Palace Man City. Very good one. Very good game. So very good game. Crystal Palace Man City. I would say home to score on this one. Palace to score on this one. So I'll go with the home to score on this one. And I think Manj is putting the Arsenal. So Manj, what's your PA for Crystal Palace and Man City? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll read out Manch's when Manj gives me that. Now for Arsenal and Wolves. So again for Palace, Man City, Manj is going what I call with a 2 goals and game total 2+ on this one. I have Mark here. Mark, let me know if you want to comment out, I'll bring you in. I have Mark here. Let me know when you're ready. This one, yes, Mark is here. Big up, Mark. How are you?
Busy seeing people. Big up to everybody. Good night.
What's going on?
Yeah, I know it's not talking banter there with that dude about old school the 1999 FA Cup game between Arsenal and United today, so I'm in a good spirits.
You're in a good
Crystal
spirit. Okay, that's good.
Palace. I just wanted to only talk about Arsenal Wolves already.
No, no. So I think after this one we'll go to Arsenal Wolves.
So who
Yeah.
only talk about before?
So this I've gone through. Okay, let me get your thoughts. I've gone
So Burnley,
through.
Fulham was who you talk to, and Chelsea. Or you talk about Chelsea, Everton. So my thoughts
Yes.
on Chelsea, Everton is the Blues keep mopping the pitch, but not scoring top. Hopefully the Toffees turn up with a fresh denial, and maybe they'll end with a draw. I think it'll be a high scoring game because both teams can score goals. I think
Mhm.
Everton in good form, so I'll say a 3-3 draw or 2-2 draw or something. Maybe one of them
Okay.
edge it, but really a draw.
Okay, I'll pick one. So I'll add you to the list. So you go with the 2-2 draw or 3-3 draw.
Yeah, I don't want out of the two, but definitely a draw. I feel like that's gonna be the
Okay, a draw.
sentiment.
Okay. Okay. Liverpool Brighton. What's your thought?
I don't know if the Liverpool can steady the defensive leaks that they're having right now. I think they make that big mistake, and that's why from the beginning of the season I was telling man I do expect Liverpool to get top four. I think they will get gotten at, and they will falter heavily, and everybody laugh at me again. It is what it is. I used to it. I used to it, but it happened. So Liverpool for me, they usually enjoy the home fixtures, but I feel like Brighton because they win at Anfield before. It's
Hmm?
always possible they could sneak a victory in this game. So I'll go for either a Brighton sneaky 2-1 away or a
Wow.
Liverpool
Wow.
Brighton draw 2-all.
Okay. 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 That's good. I'll get all this after the video. So the next one again, Burnley and Fulham. What's your thoughts?
Trick on Burnley and Fulham is Burnley's our workhorse team. It's the trenches versus finesse. Yeah. But I think Fulham might come away with our 2-1 away win. And I would say
Okay.
that.
Fulham. Okay, on this one. Palace, Man City.
A lot of people expecting Palace to somehow stump Man City, but I think Man City winning 3-1.
3-1.
Ryan
Okay.
Cherky was the player we should have buy. We shouldn't have wasted 63 million on Cunha shit face. And
Yeah,
we
I
must need
agree.
men go understand by the end of the season they go understand why the 30 million for Cherky would have be 100 million compared to signing that garbage that we getting number 10. But
No,
anyway,
I
moving on.
no, for me, I think going to Cunha, I think I was concerned with Cunha. As one, I wasn't really clear about Cunha. I wasn't really sure about Cunha as well. Okay, now we have Wolves and Arsenal. So Mike already said he will expect home team total 2 plus, so home to score 2 goals plus. And Mark,
Me, again,
mm,
for this game, Wolverhampton. I was thinking about this game for a while, especially since we played them the other day. I think, we played them at a real good time. They have a lot of players who I think are key to them coming back from injury that came into the game and they wasn't really firing, but they came into the game and they gave us a little bit of a scare coming into the early parts of the first half to the end. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to be going into the game 1-1, to be honest. And I feel like, they might look like there's the bottom of the table, anybody can slap them up, but I feel like Arsenal would do good to come away with a edging a win 2-1. If
2-1
not, if they
win
don't
Arsenal.
if they edge a win, it's very likely that this Wolverhampton team will either sneak a draw or gain a point. Because in the same fixture last season, they won.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, so my PO, so 2-1 win, and just Arsenal edges it. I'll go with what I call the Arsenal all draw on this one. Arsenal all draw on this one. Okay, Forest, Tottenham. How will I go here? Let me think of this one myself. Think of it. Think of it. Forest, Tottenham. Mind you saying what I called a way to
The Ange
score is
baby.
saying.
You see the Ange baby Forest versus Spurs. P.O equals a
Yeah,
way to score.
a way to score. Yes, a way to score. A way to score.
I don't know about that one. I will be contrary, as usual, and I will say I kind of like Sean Dyche in this team. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that Sean Dyche might have the season of his life with this Nottingham Forest team. You know what I mean? Because he get a group of players that have quality, that could
And
deliver a certain type of, and they are a team that plays a expansive type of English football, and he's very good at English football, traditional English football. I
mhm.
think Nottingham Forest comes away with a big win against Spurs. I think it will be probably
Mm,
like a 3-1 on our worst case scenario, maybe a 3-2 victory for Nottingham Forest. That's my
mm.
choice.
Wow. Okay, for this one though, I'll go with a BTS on this one. Both teams to score on this one. And just an FYI, Manchester Forest played yesterday. Do you think that would impact them?
Nah, Forest have a deep enough squad, and I think, this is funny, yeah. A lot of people wanted this one game a week from Man United, and I always thought one game a week is make you complacent. Man United playing more games a week used to keep us more readily available to play games. Used to be more. I think we looked more energetic playing 3 games a week, 2 games a week than we looking right now playing 1 game a week. And I feel Nottingham Forest is a team that has won in Europe before twice, so they
Hmm.
know how it is to play in Europe and play in the Prem historically. So I don't expect them to lose.
Okay. Okay, I'll move on to this one here, Sunderland and Newcastle. So, mind you saying BTS on this one? Mark.
I also have both teams scoring goals in this game, to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I think Sunderland high energy it will be a very interesting game because it's always considered Newcastle the most physical team in the league. But
Mhm.
Sunderland is very pacey and a little bit more better on the ball generally in total sense of a team. And I think Sunderland very dangerous this season. We saw them against Arsenal, what they can do. And I
Yep.
think they
Yep.
will go to this team and they will not show them the respect that they showed Arsenal. So I think Newcastle is in for a big fight and Newcastle going to Sunderland. I go in for a Sunderland win 2-1.
Sunderland win. Okay, I'll go for a BTS again. BTS on this one. Okay, I think we have three more games. So we have West Ham and what I call West Ham, Aston Villa. Manchester is going with a way to score, Villa to score. Villa is very good though, very very good. Mark, your thoughts?
1 second, bro.
Okay, so while Mark is on that, my thought on West Ham Villa. I will use probably I'll go with the first 15 minutes draw on this one. I think this will happen in the game. The first 15 minutes there will be no goals in this game, or it'll be goals. If there are goals, it will probably be a draw. First 15 minutes. Okay, while we
You
sorry.
could hear me, bro? My bad. You could
Yes,
hear me?
yes.
Oh, okay. So for this West Ham fixture, I interested in this game. And I feel like a lot of people expecting Villa to win. But I think West Ham, after the recent performances, I think Villa going into a challenge. And is a team that usually is a 50-50 game between West Ham and Villa, no matter what. So
Mhm.
I think this could be a draw. So I'm looking for a 2-all draw or something like that. Some team possibly to edge the game, but I'm leaning towards West Ham if there's anybody to edge the game. So for now, a draw, but West Ham could win as a alternative.
Okay. I see Drex on the chat here. Drex is saying 2 goals in game. I'm assuming you're talking about the West Ham and Aston Villa game, Drex, because I know you are driving. Okay. Next one here is the Bees versus Leeds. Manch has gone with home to score. I probably also lay with the home to score. Let me know.
I go in with
Mark,
both teams to score, away teams to win. I tell
both
men
teams
about
to
this
score.
Leeds team. I've been telling men about this Leeds team for a long time. Men in here, man. And I think as the more we get closer to January, fellas go understand why I rate this I was watching this Leeds team and I was always saying, give them until January and you will see a different team. Because this
Hmm.
Leeds team have a lot of players in the team who are accustomed playing. multiple competitions, including Europe, every
Mhm.
season. So when I look at Okafor and Tanaka and these brothers playing at Leeds, they now getting themselves into form at Leeds and they only have domestic competitions to play, no Europe. So I think Leeds could be an upset in this game. I mean, I love the Brentford striker. I think he's worth more money to buy than we spend on Cunha. We get the wrong Brazilian, you know. But I, I would love to see Leeds give them an upset. But maybe Brentford win this game 2-1, or maybe they draw 2-all.
Okay, okay. I think the Brentford striker was it the
Igor Thiago. Oh,
yeah, yeah,
by the way, he starts for Brazil. Cunha has come off the bench and playing in midfield next to Casemiro.
wow. And he's the player of the week for the Premier League.
The player of the month.
Player of the month. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I think I already have. I think what was my PO? What's my PO on this one? I have to go back and probably look at my PO for this one. But Drex, no comment on Drex. Let me just so mine as what they call home to score. I think I have that too, home to score for Brentford. And lastly is the game. I'm not sure why our games are Mondays and it's just pissing me off. Like it's work time and I'm working and looking at the game. But what's your take on this
Yeah.
one?
Well, thanks to Ruben Amorim for shutting off the Europa League like the lazy lame that I know he was. Yeah, and making sure that we get Monday night football. So my Monday night match preview stream had to reschedule to Tuesday. Big up to you, Ruben Amorim. Yeah, the fraud. Yeah. You so wanted to preach to people that no, listen, don't get me wrong, we haven't had a decent season. I expected it. Everybody who knows me know I said to them that our team, based on quality alone, is as good as six. They laughed at me again. You know what I mean? And here we are in top six here and possibly could go into top four. And I keep telling them the team wasn't as bad as we thought there was last season. And this was not because I have foresight or visionary or anything like that. It's just because, knowing football and sports, you can't change your whole default setting and still be good. It is be up and down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then I expect this manager to put his spin on things, which I'm not really seeing. I've seen a back five at Manchester United in 2025, brother. And that is a disrespect to my heritage as a United fan. I never expected in my life, and I just had a birthday the other day, so it's another year around the sun. And I think no United fan ever expected to see or wants to see a back five. So anybody who want to give Amarin time, good for you. I would love to see a new manager come in with new ideas because I never want to see a back five in my club. But yeah, I think United runs away with this game. Bournemouth has been up and down in form. They've not been that Bournemouth team that has been really, really nippy and sharp the last two seasons. A lot of players are distracted by going to bigger clubs. And I think United, with Mason Mount in the team starting over Cunha and Bruno starting as well as Mpumo and possibly I would even probably throw in another player to start and make sure and keep Cunha on the bench. Like start. I would start Kobe Menu next to Casemiro. I think Man
Mm-hmm.
United wins this game 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. 4-1. I think for me and Amarin, as in I've lost all hope. I've lost all hope with Amarin. But again, as in it's up to the management to make the decision, right? And I think based on what's happened, they wouldn't let him go because it feels like you mentioned, the team is good enough to basically be around that top six, and top eight position. And I think he'll probably try to maintain that even with our ups and downs. Also seeing that other teams are not doing well, so I think they might keep him for the
Yeah,
season.
man.
But we'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
the team is as good as six, not he. You know what I mean? This is
Mhm.
with or without him. So the funny part is that if we finish anything lower than fifth, it had nothing to do with him. His individual brilliance in the team, the quality of the team.
Sure. Okay, my PO for this one will be a United to win and a game total. So United or draw. No, United to win and a game total 2+ on this one. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you had to go back to work, bro.
You want?
You have to go back to work.
No. So I just no. I have another what it called. I have another meeting at 7. I couldn't what it called, so I have to drop out at 7. Drex was meant to join. He couldn't join. He's actually driving. He's on his way. So on his way home. But again, it's been a while though, Mark. I know it's been a while we spoke. It's been a while we
Every
chatted.
time, because you see, I normally doesn't know all this stream. The streamers go for a little hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes now. So I always be listening in, and then I'd always be doing something because I'd never be actually home the entire time. And when I get back home, I'd always say I would jump in and finish and get to the Man United section. But the last couple of weeks, it finished in 30 minutes. I was like, by the time I looked at jumping the streams, and I was like, what's going on?
Have you how is I think over Temba? No, Temba is extremely busy. Have you heard from him?
No, I haven't heard from Temba in ages, bro. Like Temba say he was enjoying the Premier League roundup streams. I never hear from him.
Okay, no problem, brother. I have to go, but again, thank you, Mark, for pulling up. Thank you, Manj, for pulling up. And again, hopefully we win our next match again. And everyone, please happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see everyone on the next one.